Hello there and happy Monday. Today is your very last official writing day. Obviously, you may continue to write if you are behind, continue to draft if you are making revisions. But today is the last day that I will teach you how to write a component of your essay because this is the last component of your essay. It's very exciting. So, as many of you probably already know from writing essays in the past, the intro and the conclusion to an essay are kind of like bookends. They go hand in hand, they're very similar, as the conclusion is essentially just restating the introduction. So if we go back up to our introduction, we have this little attention getter. We kind of summarize the concept of video games, and we say our thesis, screen time should be limited because it has a negative impact on you both socially and physically. So if we go back down to the conclusion, your job is to just remind your reader, or your audience in this case, what you're trying to say and what the relevance of it is. And most importantly, you're doing a call to action. A call to action is something that is kind of exclusive to the persuasive essay, because when you're writing a persuasive essay, you aren't just writing to inform, you're not writing to entertain, you're writing to get your audience, the person you're writing the letter to make a change. So what better to do than to end the letter with, a call to action telling them exactly what you want them to do. So how this looks is you will want to start your conclusion by reviewing your thesis and your main points. So if your thesis is just your argument, right? In the end, it would be wise to consider limiting your time looking at screens. Then in the red here, you just re-summarize those reasons. You might not want to do it in the same way that you did in your intro because that's kind of redundant. It's a little bit more powerful, a little stronger. Will probably get you a better grade if you kind of add some variation to the way that you do this in your conclusion. So here, I kind of list the reasons that you should limit your screen time, but I do it in a more creative way. If you're anything like the average teen, you're way over the recommended limit. It has negative side effects to your social skills, and you're missing out on real life opportunities, yada, yada, yada. But the most important part here is that you're just summarizing the argument and the main points. Do that in whatever way you wish. Here is really where you can add whatever you want. You can reiterate some of the points that you made in the essay. You can kind of make it a little more personal, like, hey, like Donald Trump or whoever you're writing to, like, I understand that you're a busy guy, you've got a lot to worry about, but climate change is a crucial issue that we need to focus on right now. And so that's how you can kind of lead into that call to action, where you say, this is what you need to do. In this particular essay, I say that you need to put away the screens and get a chance to hang out with your friends or whatever. So again, you can add as little or as much detail to that as you want. Ultimately, the important part is that you have these three elements: the argument restated, the main points restated, reiterating your stance, and the call to action. So if you want to just read this and use it as a model for your conclusion, that's totally fine to me. The conclusion is not what I'm worried about when I grade this. It's more that you followed the main points for the paragraphs. The paragraphs are what I really care about. The next thing I wanted to briefly cover was just the bibliography. Again, since we have transitioned to distance learning, it's been difficult to teach the writing of an essay in a way that I would like to, in a way that is detailed and where we can do all of these elements in the way they're supposed to be done. But I think that for now, instead of teaching you how to cite sources and do a bibliography, I will just have you give me the title of your articles here because I have access to your notes anyway if I needed the link. So really just, I think I already have source 1, 2, and 3 in here, and all you have to do is type in the titles of the articles from Newsella or wherever you found them. And then obviously you've probably caught on that the pink sources are tied into here, so make sure that they line up. Like your source 1 is the thing that you're addressing as source 1 in your essay. But other than that, once you're done with your conclusion, like you are pretty much ready to move on to the revision stage. And because of the way that we've done this, we didn't just go like willy-nilly freestyle and like all just write different essays. We all wrote in the same format. The revision process is probably going to go a lot smoother because whoever is looking at your essay, whether it's me, another student, yourself, you can look and see like you're missing an entire chunk of color, buddy. Like that's what you're missing. Like do that. So I think this will be a pretty easy process for us to finish up, and then we can start reviewing for our final exam after we all submit our essays. So I'm proud of you guys. Seen a lot of good work so far, and make sure that you have that conclusion done by the end of today. All right, I'll see ya.